Welcome back to Grammar Grade 7. This is Unit 3, Lesson 14, and we're staying with verbs. You already know that many verbs push their action onto a noun called the direct object. Today we add one more piece, a second noun that also receives something, called the indirect object. Once you can spot it, you'll understand exactly how sentences hand things from one person to another. Let's take a look. Before we add anything new, let's remember the direct object. In a sentence like, "The baker made a cake," the verb is made, and the direct object is a cake, because the cake is what got made. The direct object receives the action of the verb. Keep that word receives in mind, because in just a moment, a second receiver is going to join the sentence. Now for today's new idea, the indirect object. Many sentences have a second word that also receives the action, and we call it the indirect object. Here's the question it always answers. To whom, or for whom, was the action done? Sometimes it's to what or for what, but usually it points to a person. In short, the indirect object names the one who gets something, or the one the action is done for. It tells you who benefits. Here's the pattern to lock in. Look at this sentence. Grandpa told the children a story. 3 parts carry the meaning. First, the verb, told, the action itself. Then, right after the verb, comes the indirect object, the children, the ones who received something. And last comes the direct object, a story, the thing that was actually told. Notice the order every single time. Verb, then indirect object, then direct object. The indirect object always sits in the middle, tucked snugly between the verb and the direct object. Watch how both receivers work together. The coach handed Priya the trophy. The direct object is the trophy, the thing handed over. But look at Priya. Priya also receives something in this sentence. Priya is the one the trophy was handed to. That makes Priya the indirect object. So one action, handed, reaches 2 nouns, the trophy that was given and Priya, the person it was given to. Here's a quick test to prove a word is an indirect object. Start with, I handed Marcus the keys. Now put the word to in front of Marcus and slide it to the end, after the direct object. I handed the keys to Marcus. If the sentence still makes perfect sense, then that word was an indirect object all along. Marcus passes the test, so Marcus is the indirect object. For some verbs, you would use for instead of to, but the move is exactly the same. One more thing you should know. Not every verb can take an indirect object. They show up with verbs that involve giving, telling, or showing something to someone. Verbs of giving, like give, hand, send, bring, and buy. Verbs of telling, like tell, ask, read, write, and teach. And verbs of showing, like show, make, offer, pass, and lend. If nothing is being given, told, or shown to anyone, then the sentence simply has no indirect object. Let's work one all the way through. My aunt bought my brother a bicycle. Step 1. Find the verb. What's the action? Bought. Step 2. Ask to or for whom the buying was done. My aunt bought the bicycle for my brother, so my brother is the indirect object. Step 3. Ask what was actually bought. A bicycle. So a bicycle is the direct object. And notice the order held perfectly. Verb bought, then indirect object, my brother, then direct object, a bicycle. Let's boil it into a quick check you can run on any action sentence. First, find the verb, the action. Second, ask to whom or for whom that action happened. If there's an answer, that's your indirect object. Third, ask what actually received the action. That's your direct object. And always remember where the indirect object lives, right between the verb and the direct object. Let's practice a few together. Time to practice. In this first set, find the indirect object in each sentence, the word that answers to whom or for whom. Remember, it sits between the verb and the direct object. Pause the video and try each one yourself before I reveal the answer. The waiter brought us a basket of warm bread. Find the verb first, brought. Now ask, brought to whom? To us. The basket of bread is the direct object, the thing brought, and us is the indirect object, the ones it was brought to. So the answer is us. Mr. Lopez taught the beginners a simple song. The verb is taught. Taught to whom? To the beginners. A simple song is what was taught, so that's the direct object, and the beginners is the indirect object. So the answer is the beginners. Please pour Grandma a tall glass of water. Here the test uses for. Pour for whom? For Grandma. The glass of water is the direct object, the thing poured, and Grandma is the indirect object. So the answer is Grandma. In this second set, some sentences have an indirect object and some do not. For each one, decide whether an indirect object is present. Use the to or for test to be sure. Pause and decide before I answer. Diego sold his neighbor an old bike. Try the test. Sold to whom? To his neighbor. That works. So his neighbor is an indirect object, sitting right between the verb sold and the direct object, an old bike. So the answer is yes, his neighbor. The tired hikers rested beside the river. Look for something being given or told, and you will not find it. Rested doesn't hand anything to anyone. The words beside the river only tell where they rested. With no direct object being passed along, there's no indirect object either. So the answer is no indirect object. My sister mailed her pen pal a postcard. Run the test. Mailed to whom? To her pen pal. A postcard is the direct object, the thing mailed, and her pen pal is the indirect object, tucked between the verb and the direct object. So the answer is yes, her pen pal. Let's gather up what we learned. An indirect object is a noun that answers to whom or for whom an action is done, and it receives the direct object. The order is always the same. The verb comes first, then the indirect object, then the direct object, with the indirect object tucked in the middle. And whenever you're unsure, use the test. Put to or for in front of the word and move it after the direct object. If the sentence still makes sense, you have found an indirect object. Only verbs of giving, telling, and showing take them. Wonderful work today. I'll see you in the next lesson.